What's up? Welcome back to the Bud Light Southern Power Poll on SouthernPigskin.com. Jim Johnson, Ben Troop. Ben, new number one this week. Clemson passing LSU, and I got no problem with it. I get it. We're judging LSU based off who they've beaten, but we're not really judging them off how they played. Offense has been spectacular, amazing, one of the best in the country. But the defense, man, they just got run ragged by Ole Miss. They gave up 30 to Vandy earlier in the year. That defense is legitimately susceptible. What's the difference between this LSU team and like Oklahoma teams of yesteryear?
I think that's what it is. I think there is no difference. I think when you look at the fact that they winning with offense, scoring a lot of points, outscoring people, Ole Miss is a team that's still trying to find their identity. But when you look at the box score, you're like, why so many points given up on defense? That's kind of what LSU has been all year. We look at the win column and people start saying, well, maybe the defense is complementing the offense. Not so much. They got some big games coming up left on the season. We'll see what happens. But yeah, LSU better be looking. They got Joe Burrow in that offense this year.
And Clemson on the flip side has been dominating. They're up to 1, and I think that's the right call. Alabama's at 3. Obviously, the pervading storyline around Alabama right now is the loss of Tua Tagovailoa. First off, Nick Saban having him in the game there, that's no problem. No one who's pulling starters in the second quarter. That's not on Nick Saban. It was just an injury. Injuries happen. Obviously, best wishes to Tua.
Yeah.
How much of it all does Bama change their offensive philosophy with Mac Jones playing center?
I think you don't change it at all. I think when you look at the fact that, listen, while your best player is gone, your best athletes are still there. Smith, Ruggs, and Judy, those guys are still there. Take advantage of the fact that you still, got a nice running game. You can still go to that plethora of running backs that you have. I just think that when you look at Alabama, Tua, he's a big-time player, and when he gets hurt, everybody knows it. People going to talk about Nick Saban. Why did you have him in? Well, it's the second quarter, but I still think you got everything in front of you. You still got the full nuance of the offense.
And then number 4, Georgia controls their own destiny. They're at 4 in the college football playoff poll as well. They play Texas A&M this weekend, and Texas A&M's a good team. They've lost to really good teams, and they've beaten the teams they were supposed to beat, but I just don't see hardly any matchup advantages. I mean, they got some good players. Justin Matabuke is one of the best D linemen in the SEC. Charles Oliver, nice slot corner, got some weapons at receiver. Kellen Mond's been a little disappointing, but we know that he's talented, but I just don't know how they move the ball or score on this Georgia defense.
Listen, man, everybody going to talk about Texas A&M, the teams they lost to. Yeah, they lost to Auburn. Yeah, they lost to Clemson. Yeah, they lost to Alabama. Well, you look at it like this. Nobody's more battle-tested than Georgia. Georgia has seen it all, done it all. They say the weather's supposed to be bad. Well, they already had the monsoon game against Kentucky. I think when you look at Jake Fromm, DeAndre Swift, and the Great Wall of Georgia, they're going to find a way to get it done with a defense that, why Richard LeCount, J.R. Reed, the best safety tandem in the country, they're not going to let Texas A&M come in and ruin their playoff hopes. It should be a good game, but the Dogs going to handle business.
And then down at 9, 10, and 11, we've got the 3 contenders in the ACC Coastal: Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Virginia. Pitt, I wrote about their defense on Southern Pigskin. You can check it out. It's been elite. They might set the all-time sack record, or at least since the NCAA started officially tracking it in 2000. They lead the nation in passes defense. Rush defense has been great. Pass defense has been spectacular. They are really talented on defense. The offense, not so much. Virginia Tech started really slow this season, kind of wrote them off. They bounced back, playing good football now. And then Virginia, the preseason favorite, still in it. Which one of those gives the Coastal the best shot to stand up to Clemson in the championship game?
Well, that would be nobody. I mean, I don't think nobody give them. But at the same time, if I had to pick one, I like the way Virginia Tech has bounced back. I mean, it was left for dead, in the beginning of the season. Find a way to get some big wins down the stretch. They have owned VA, in this series. Pitt has the most underrated defense. Might have the best defense in the country, man. But when it comes to Clemson, that is a nightmare. That is Freddie Krueger in shoulder pads. But I do think Virginia Tech, with the balance that they have on both offense and defense, will kind of give Clemson a pretty good game.
And if Virginia Tech beats Pitt this weekend and gets by that really talented defense and then wins the Commonwealth Cup next Friday, that is who Clemson will be playing in the ACC Championship. For Ben Troop, I'm Jim Johnson. This has been the Bud Light Southern Power Poll on SouthernPigskin.com.